Hello, Grand Theft Auto. Any Pussifer fans around? Anyway, hi. I am my name is Casey and I go by Skyquack on the internet for fucking reason. Quack because I'm fucking insane. I'm crazy. I don't know how to start this fucking video. I'm a little distracted. I'm not sure. Where's my camera at? Is that over here? It's over here. It's hard for me to focus. So I was diagnosed with disorganized schizophrenia 14 years ago. However, I woke up. I experienced a spontaneous awakening. I became enlightened through schizophrenic psychosis. So basically, if we're talking Kabbalah here, I took the path of the moon, what is it, like Malkuth into Netzach, and then bounced around for a while until I fucking got to Kether. Now, I did not know what high magic was. I didn't know that it was a path towards enlightenment until like 3 years ago. I was not educated on the occult, nothing. I didn't practice high magic. I wasn't seeking enlightenment. I was basically just going through a psychosis event that was very strong, very fucking intense, and all this shit is very boring to me. But basically, so during that initial first 4 months, my first awakening, I took a vow of silence because the world got really crazy and my yama niyama was all fucked up, and I took a vow of silence in solidarity with the idea, the notion of a man in prison, innocent man in solitary confinement. Fucking crazy to me. Why is it so hard to focus? Maybe because I have a lot of shit to say. I have a lot of shit to say. A lot of stories to tell. But anyway, so that vow of silence, I took that seriously. This is 14 fucking years ago. So I took a vow of silence. And then after like a month of not speaking a fucking word, like it was in solidarity with the idea of a man. I didn't know who Damien Eccles was or the West Memphis Three until like 3 years ago. So learning about high magic from Damien fucking Eccles, innocent man on death row in solitary confinement, is blowing my mind. Has been blowing my mind for 3 fucking years. Because, like I said, I woke up out of psychosis. Full enlightenment. But that vow of silence turned into me being mute, which means I couldn't speak. Like, it got to a point to where my mind, there was so much passing through my consciousness, so many different things to fucking be aware of that I was aware of all at the same fucking time. There was so much going on that I couldn't fucking speak because I didn't know where to start or what to start talking about. So I couldn't talk. So I just didn't. And I didn't talk for like 4 months. The only reason I started speaking again is because I wanted to speak to my children, because I didn't want my children to grow up having a mother who never spoke. So the only fucking reason I started talking again was for my children. So I was that fucking hardcore into being a mute. So let's get to the fun things, the interesting shit. So in one of Damien's most recent uploads, it's High Magic Lesson Fuckface McGee. God damn it. That shit is so annoying. Not annoying, but like, my husband always calls me when I'm in the middle of making a video. But now I'm gonna have to fucking edit this motherfucker, and it's gonna take fucking 20 minutes to splice these videos together. The fuck was I saying? Right. So the Damien video is like 4 uploads back. It's High Magic Lesson blah, the Royal Secret. This is the cool stuff. Is he mentions in there, he was like, oh, they say the Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden is here. And I'm just like, it is. It is. Because I've experienced it. Like during my onset 14 years ago, this is so cool because, well, at the time I didn't get to fully enjoy it because I was pissed. I was pissed because I knew I was waking up, but also there was like all kinds of crazy like delusion, paranoid, psychosis shit happening at the same time as my enlightenment. So I was angry. However, that did not prevent me from existing in the garden state for weeks. Like, I'm talking weeks. But I was mad the whole time. There's nothing in the rule book saying that you can't be fucking pissed off. You can be awake, you can be enlightened, you can fucking experience states of ecstasy and still be pissed. Like, after experiencing ecstasy, you can still walk on about your fucking life and be mad and treat people like shit and just be angry. There's nothing in the fucking books of enlightenment that say you can't fucking become enlightened and be angry and mad about it. Because I was. My awakening, I wasn't seeking enlightenment. I wasn't practicing high magic. I didn't know anything about high magic. Really, nothing. I practice little things like this. Like I practice small meditative techniques. I would do this all day, every day. So like, but this is interesting though. This is the good stuff. So I've been organically going through the purification process, like the alchemical process, on my own for like years. And the fucked up thing is it would take like the whole year and then I'd blow up into these enlightened states, right? Into Eden, which is funny because the only reason we refer to it as the Garden of Eden is because of the Bible, because of Christianity and Catholic religious nonsense. But if we were to live in another country, or if we lived in a secluded fucking village somewhere that had nothing to do with society or anything about society, and somebody like me popped up, I'd be like, this is the way it's supposed to be. This way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like this. Like the outside nature is supposed to feel like Eden. That's how it's supposed to be. But it takes a lot of fucking work to get there. And believe me, I went through absolute fucking insanity and hell and almost didn't fucking survive it to get there. But the only reason, so I'm telling you for sure, if you are from where I'm from the United States. And if you continue on your path of high magic and you wake up and you enter into the garden state, which is just an enlightened state of existence. It's just a peaceful state of existing in nature. Like, it's wonderful. It's great. But the first time you experience it, your first thought, your first identification is going to be the Garden of Eden, because that's just how it is. Because we were raised with that information. All of us. Because that's how it was for me. And I was in complete disbelief, but also pissed. Because I was like, fuck you. Waking up is hard. It's scary as fuck. And it's difficult. And uncomfortable. And inside, I was screaming. I didn't have any teachers. I didn't have any guidance. I heavily had to try and rely on my own intellect and instincts to get there. But anyway, I've experienced it time and time again, except it was accompanied by psychosis. So like delusion, like odd stories in my head, and I'm just like, the fuck? But like I'm existing in this like great, peaceful, just like fucking yes, amazingness. But I didn't know. And it was like all these fucking years I was suspicious. I was like, are you enlightened? I think you're fucking awake. I think you're enlightened. I think you're experiencing states of enlightenment. alongside your psychosis. But like, who am I? I'm a fucking ding dong McScroogey duck skyquack dummy. I'm a mom. I'm just a mom. I have 2 children, and a husband, and this is my home. like I'm just a fucking nobody, and I didn't do any work. Like, as far as I was concerned, I didn't do any of the traditional things that people do to experience enlightenment, except for push beyond the madness. Which is funny because Damien's like a true master. Their life won't be shitty and they won't be stupid. And I'm just like, I'm the dumbest one there is. Welcome to ignorance. I struggle with emotions, just like everyone else. But I also struggle with delusion and paranoia, which is fucked up. I have a lot to say. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I have a little beef to pick because 14 fucking years ago, I absolutely 1019% became master of my own consciousness, my own mind. That's how I woke up. And I did it fighting psychosis. I took the path of the moon up the tree. And believe me, it was hard. It was very fucking hard. And I wouldn't wish that on anyone. However, so I also, here's another interesting thing. So I've been going organically through the alchemical process for years, ever since my initial awakening. Just didn't know, right? I was like, suspected it. And like the whole time I'm just like waiting for some amazing person to come along and be like, you're enlightened. And I'd be like, oh, I fucking knew it. But that person has not come along. It's just been me. And like, it's been 3 years of listening to Damien talk about all these occult stories and all this bullshit that you can fucking obtain and experience and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, that's my fucking life. That's my life. That is my life. So it took 3 fucking years for me to finally just acknowledge myself as an awakened person. But also at the same time be like, I have schizophrenia. I'm prone to paranoid delusion and silliness and nonsense and aggressive fucking behavior and all that shit. But that doesn't make me any less unenlightened. So here's another cool thing, right? This is a shorter video than I thought it was going to be. So like 2 weeks ago, I experienced pure fucking ecstasy. Through psychosis and ritual work. Mind you, so I've been going through the alchemical process on my own for years. And it would take like a year to fucking disperse the energy I had accumulated all year long and just push it the fuck out and be in the garden again. I've been doing that on my own. But the fucking cool thing is I started practicing high magic like almost 2 years ago. Ritual work on a regular basis, very consistent, regular basis, basic shit, middle pillar, LBRP, LIRP, Kabbalistic cross, rose cross, lesser hexagram ritual. I even like created my own little ritual that I did a couple times, and then poof, a year and fucking 8 months of doing ritual work threw me into 8 months of psychosis. I am fresh out. I am lucid and dumb. Fresh out of 8 months of fucking survival mode. Psychosis for 8 months. And it almost killed me. Literally, in March, I almost died. By my own hand because of fucking paranoid delusions, right? Which have been created out of emotional trauma that I've been carrying around my entire fucking life. However, so it's like this ritual work was purifying my energy centers, right? And just like pushing all this emotional bullshit, this trauma, this chaos, this nonsense to the surface, and I was processing it through paranoid delusion, and like, fuck you, it was fucked up, and it fucking almost ruined my whole life. My husband left me for like a month. We broke up for like a month. And my dad told my mother that he's fucking done with me and doesn't want to have anything to fucking do with me, which is complete bullshit. Because the last time I see my dad, he was like excited as fuck to fucking see me. So shut up. My mom tried to beat me up because I kept talking about the paranoid delusion, and I fucking traumatized my child. Like, it was a mess. However, it pushed all that emotional bullshit out. I got it out. I spoke it out, right? I kept talking about it, and it fucking pushed it. It cleansed my energy centers to the point of experiencing ecstasy. And that was just like 2 weeks ago. Like I went through the energy process, was it twice? Like the first time I felt the spout up, and it was just like, and it was fucked up. It felt like nothing, but it was like my energy centers opening. And I felt that before multiple years ago. So I think many years ago I was on the right path towards ecstasy, but I just didn't quite get there. And I think the ritual work helped me fucking get here, which is the exciting part. So I experienced that spout twice. The first time I was like, and I was like, what the fuck? Didn't know what to do, kind of scared and lost, and just like, what is happening? Why do I feel like this? It feels like if you could push air out of a clogged straw, that first initial push kind of gets all the dirt out. And you're like, whoa. And then now you're like, now you're trying to breathe out the rest of the dirt. So that was my second spout, and it was higher above. And it was scary because it was accompanied by delusion and paranoia and just sad. It was sad. So I was just like working out emotion and shit. And it was like the first one was all the dirt came out, and it was like, and I was like, what the fuck was that? And then the second time it was like, okay, we can breathe through this now. Clear out the rest of the dirt. And then like 2 weeks ago, the final stage of the purification process of my energy centers, fuck all, call them whatever you want, of my aura or whatever, it puffed all the way out. I was asleep, and I woke up, and as soon as I sat up, I was like, what the hell? And I felt the spout, like a fountain, fall down. Spout out and a fountain fall down. And while I'm experiencing this, I'm feeling pure ecstasy. Pure ecstasy. And I was like, whoa. And then I thought I was gonna die and got scared. So that feeling of ecstasy, the definition is like an ecstatic, highest state of like happiness and joy that you could possibly experience. But it just feels like ecstasy, which feels like drinking the coldest, most refreshing water you have ever had, right? And then when you look it up on Google and shit, because I was looking it up and talking about it in the Magick.me Discord and shit, I was looking it up, and it was like, yeah, happiness and joy, and I'm like, whatever, feels like fucking ecstasy. I wouldn't, like, sure, happiness, joy, contentment, selflessness, fuck all, whatever you want to call it, it's ecstasy. It's great. But it says that sometimes when people experience ecstasy, they pass out. They like faint. They lose consciousness. So I was like, that's what it was. I thought I was going to die because I was experiencing ecstasy to the degree of almost losing consciousness. So I just wanted to share that shit. So my goals for ritual work, like, I'm kind of lazy. Like, I have a steady practice. I've been steadily, probably like at max, like 8 rituals a month. And in the least bit, 4 rituals a month. I haven't skipped a month. I skipped 1 whole month recently because I was in the hospital a couple times. Now, however, why am I talking about ritual work? What was I going to say about it? Oh, yeah. Right. The goals of my ritual work now, I'm not trying to manifest shit. Like, the only thing, what I'm saying, what I'm speaking into existence is a greater sense of peace and love everywhere I go. In my household, the household of my family members, and the household of the people living around me. And then a greater sense of peace and love everywhere that I go. And then I'm also saying, help me to remain in the garden. Because, like I said, I know it's possible to exist in that state of existence, that enlightened existence, that peacefulness, to be in the garden state for weeks, for days, for just entire days, for weeks. I know that's possible. So that's my goal of ritual work, with ritual work now, is that. So I guess that's what I wanted to share. That's all I wanted to say, is that, I don't know. That's all I have to say, I guess. That's it. I just wanted to share that because that's exciting. And also I know that what I experience is really rare, and that I don't hear occultists, like I don't hear Jason Louv or Damien Eccles or Frater RC. I don't hear these people talking about how they themselves are experiencing these states of enlightenment. They're just saying that it's possible. And I'm here to be like, fuck you, I'm not an occultist. I'm a practicing ritual magician, but I don't consider myself that either. It's just something that I do to help me prolong these states of enlightenment. That's it. These states of existence. But I'm not bound by the old ways, right? Of the golden dawn of, if you fucking happen to fucking wake up and experience states of ecstasy, shut the fuck up about it and don't fucking tell nobody. I'm like, fuck you. Fuck you. I'm not a member of an order or any of that shit. I'm just here to fucking tell you that this shit, while I understand that it is very rare that people experience these things, incredibly rare. And I'm here to be like, hi, me. But also at the same time be like, just, Damien says there is no perfect master. Fuck you. I became master of my own consciousness 14 fucking years ago. Woke up out of psychosis through instinct and intellect. So I'm pretty fucking goddamn smart. But at the same time, I'm a dumbass because I have the schizophrenia. Medicated, but still. But also to say that, to put my stamp of approval on ritual work, because the ritual work helped me obtain ecstasy and helped me get back to the garden, and it helped me cleanse, purify, and process emotional trauma that I have been carrying with me since I was a kid. So keep doing your fucking ritual work, motherfucker. There's some kick-ass fucking shit awaiting you at the end of this path. And it is a tool to be used. Like, I woke up organically through survival, instinct, and intellect. And now I use ritual work as a tool to help me remain in the garden, hopefully. Anyway, I have to fucking go to the bathroom. But that's the end of my fucking video. There's nothing in the rule book saying you can't both be enlightened and have schizophrenia at the same time. Anyway, bye.